It's Wednesday, January 27th, and I'm Maggie Gray. He won it all at Duke, then suffered in a devastating motorcycle accident. Jay Williams gets brutally honest about his story. One thing that you wrote really struck a nerve with me. I was about to hit the pole, and making contact, I actually thought, this should happen to me. It took less than a year to become someone I didn't recognize. That is deep. Why did you feel like you deserve to have all of this taken away from you? Big offseason for you, unrestricted free agent. What's going to go into your decision? What are some of the factors that you're going to weigh when you decide where you want to sign?
I'll say family. Family's first.
I mean, do the Vikings, are they making you feel like you're wanted?
I mean, I would say yes.
For all the cynics out there, it would be easy to think that what happened at Baylor happens everywhere. But I believe that Baylor had a chance to be a turning point. If only they would finally have the courage to show that the safety of their students comes before the success of their football team. And to me, that means forfeiting the upcoming season. I think you guys are sleeping on Aaron Rodgers. I know he's not going to come out with the RELAX, but if he still had weapons aside from Jordy Nelson, I mean, Ty Montgomery, he's sometimes running running back. I mean, the guy's a wide receiver.
Leading rusher of games.
Right, exactly. So I feel like it's a little duct tape and fishing line right now for the Packers. I'm not sure if they're going to figure it out, but I would still go with Aaron Rodgers. Don't forget this little thing, 2 words in sports that mean so much.
What's that?
Contract year. And I'm not saying that Kirk Cousins is that kind of guy, but he's playing for a lot more right now in terms of his future. You were going to get traded, and you and your agent, Lee Steinberg, were talking to Bill Walsh, the head coach of the 49ers. He says, Steve, don't worry. Joe Montana's never going to play again. Meanwhile, he goes on to win 2 more MVPs. He plays for 5 more years. Right. If you knew at that time what you eventually figured out, would you have asked to be traded somewhere else?
Yes.
With what's going on in Dallas right now. Obviously, Tony Romo is not Joe Montana, Dak's not you. But how should the Cowboys navigate this tricky water?
That's a really great question.
I have to ask you about Kristaps Porzingis because he's a big highlight for the Knicks this year. What do you hope he works on this offseason?
I think just getting stronger.
16 years later, Junior is heading to the Hall of Fame, and he joins me now along with his father, Ken Griffey Sr. 6 years after you retire, you see highlights like this. You've called that play the most memorable of your 22 years in the big leagues. Does it start to mean a little bit more as you get further from the game?
As you get older, yeah.
Your former teammates who are in the news right now, Ichiro Suzuki for you, Junior, and of course Pete Rose for you, Senior. We saw Ichiro, 4,257 hits between Japan and North America. It would put him in front of Pete Rose, who we know is the all-time hit king. Junior, do you feel like Ichiro should get that title now for what he's been able to do both in Japan and in the majors? What does it feel like when you cross the finish line and you know it's a gold medal? You know
It's a great feeling.
Okay.
Be careful now.
I know. I feel like I'm going to hurt. I'm going to be the only person to ever hurt themselves right at the block. All right, I'm going to go. You count to 3, and then we'll go.
All right. 1, 2, 3.